This is the worst time to buy or sell a home, or so the headlines say. And maybe it is. Interest rates are high and low inventory has kept the market competitive. But the main thing is something the headlines can't tell you, and that's whether or not it's the best time for you to make a move. I'm Eric with Andersen Homes, and the articles, like online estimates of your home's value, have a critical flaw. Neither have the slightest knowledge of you or your circumstances. Whether or not it's a good time to move depends on you. There are great reasons to move. You've just gotten married, you're relocating, or an empty nester. And there are terrible reasons to move. You have Zillow fever and can't stay in one place for more than 10 minutes. I personally am in the process of moving, and it is absolutely the right time for me and my family. My stepfather recently passed away and my mom's living with us, and we need more space. Yes, interest rates are more than double what they were when we bought, but our equity has also gone up. And it took us less than 2 weeks to find a buyer. So yes, it makes a great deal of sense for us to move right now, both personally and financially. Is it the right time for you to move? I can't tell you that in this video, but I can give you some facts to work with so you can make an informed decision. Specifically, what we're going to look at in this video are inventory levels, demand, and equity. The first thing to note is that while the supply of homes for sale has been increasing, it's still very low overall, as you can see in this chart. Here you can see how heavily the balance is tilted in the seller's favor based on national trends. We call it a buyer's market when the supply is greater than 7 months, and today it's less than half that at 3 months. The local inventory is even lower. In Downers Grove, there's only a 1.3 month supply of homes for sale. Burridge is the most saturated of these 4 markets, and they only have a 2.5 month supply, which is well below the national average and still very much a seller's market. While rising inventory may make for slightly longer market times and give buyers a little more breathing room, you definitely have not missed your window to sell. 6 months ago, sellers were getting multiple offers and buyers were waiving appraisals and inspections. Today, maybe you only get one offer and the buyer has an inspection. But conditions are still very favorable to sellers, especially for those who list now, while others wait until after the holidays and look toward the spring market. I'm living proof of that. We had over 20 showings at my home and interest from multiple buyers. I'm sure the trolls are going to come out and tell me how awful the market is, but I practice what I preach. I sell homes for a living, and I'm selling mine as I speak. Those who wait to sell will face more competition from other sellers as inventory continues to increase. The second thing to note is that there are still buyers out there. There is always a demand for homes. Buyers relocate, they get married, and their family size increase and decrease. Even when the pandemic was at its peak, people were moving. The market was never more active than it was then. And there are still buyers looking for homes today, despite higher mortgage rates. Demand has eased, but there is a significant demographic looking for homes right now, namely millennials. A recent article in Forbes said, quote, at about 80 million strong, millennials currently make up the largest share of home buyers, 43% in the U.S., according to a recent National Association of Realtors report. Simply due to their numbers and eagerness to become homeowners, this cohort is quite literally shaping the next frontier of the home buying process. Once known as the rent generation, millennials have proven to be savvy buyers who are quite nimble in their quest to own real estate. In fact, I don't think it's a stretch to say they are the key to the overall health and stability of the current housing industry, end quote. While the stereotypical millennial is still living in their parents' basements, they're spending less time gaming and more time on Zillow. As the largest generation, millennials are a driving force in the housing market. This is why your Instagram feed has been flooded by realtors. They're trying to reach the millennials. So we've considered inventory levels and demand from millennials. The final thing to consider is affordability, particularly in light of interest rates. And even those may have peaked. This week, rates dropped by the largest percent since I was born, by nearly 0.5%. Plus, you may have more equity in your current home than you realize. Mark Fleming, chief economist at First American, said, quote, "Homeowners in aggregate have historically high levels of home equity. For some of those equity-rich homeowners, that means moving and taking on a higher mortgage rate isn't a huge deal." End quote. How much more equity do you have? We'd have to look at that on a case-by-case basis, but you can get a general sense by looking at the increase in home values over the past 3 years. As you can see, over the past 3 years, homes in Burridge have appreciated by 30%, up from $560,000 in January 2019 to $730,000 as of October 2022. Downers Grove is up 20%, from $332,250 3 years ago to $400,000 today. Hinsdale is up 15%, from $852,500 to $982,000, and Lamont is up 24%, from $374,000 to $464,950. So there's some data to help you decide if now is a good time for you to sell. If you'd like an estimate of your home's current value or suggestions for getting it market ready, contact me today. I'm Eric with Eric Andersen Homes, a family-owned brokerage where we treat our clients like family.